Hello, Vanagon and Doka enthusiasts. Hey, I just wanted to give a quick update. I know there's several people that have posted videos on the importance of the fuel system, the injectors. Well, on mine, getting back to it tonight, I removed this side. I still have to do the passenger side up underneath, no big deal. But yes, I'm glad I looked into it because here's the new seals, or the old seals. And as you can see, look at the cracks, how bad that is. The actual injectors, this vehicle ran like a top. They were so rusted, they looked like they came up from the Titanic. So as I ground them down to get all the rust off, it was caked. It took them down to bare metal, so I went ahead just not to make them just look pretty, but because this is no way a show engine, but just to prevent them from rusting again. Here's one of the hoses. I mean, that thing's 40 some years old almost. That's just where I cut it to get it off, but you can see how deteriorated that rubber is. So if you want to prevent a fire, this is a very easy and inexpensive fix. There's the old fuel rail, and here's the new one I got from Go Westy. So I measured everything out. I bought the proper fuel line, and I got the pinch clamps. Go Westy did not have the tool, which Go Westy, you might want to get it. So I picked this one up on Amazon. I don't know, $8, $9, $10, something like that. Really saves a lot of time from, screwdrivering in the clamps and trying to get to them, and they hold really tight. Kind of a pain to get off. If you screw up, you have to cut them off, I believe. I don't know any other way. So that's just a quick update. I'm going to get this side on tonight, and then do the other side, get it up and running, and maybe I'll post another video. All right, take care. Okay, so as you know, replace the fuel rails. Crusty. The other thing is the O2 sensor. And I would really recommend you replace this. This is the original one, I guarantee it, because everything on this vehicle was original. So it would not come out. I sprayed it with PB Blaster. Give it days, let it soak. But look right here where the 22 millimeter wrench was supposed to go on. It just wiped off. So I was stuck. So here's a tip. Take a cutoff wheel, take your wire, snip it, and cut this thing off at about, an inch above where the 22 millimeter goes. And then get you 22 millimeter socket. Now I used a breaker bar at first, and it took it right off, and then to unthread it, I just put the regular socket wrench on it. But that will take it, and maybe yours won't be as hard to take out, but mine was in there for many, many years, probably 36, 37 years. So, and then the other important thing is when you're threading your new one back in, use some anti-seize, something, because it's very easy to cross-thread these. They don't want to go, at least mine, as rusted as it was, the threads did not want to start, and it kept going sideways. So I took my time, I cleaned the threads on the exhaust headers, and then used some anti-seize and slowly worked it in, and then tightened it up. Don't cross-thread it, or you're asking for trouble. It's not hard to do. It takes a lot of patience. So just another tip. Got the passenger side injectors out, sanded them down, and just waiting for the paint to dry. I have the new Go Westy fuel rail put on, the all new hoses, the pinch clamps. And now the one thing I did have a problem with was, as you can see, the spring here that clips in to holds these tight, the electrical connectors. This side broke. Not too worried about it. If I have to, I'll use a zip strip to hold it on. It's not holding fuel pressure. It just holds the connector down on. So painted up a little bit of the rest of it because I mean, you can see how rusty this thing was. I put new clamps on. I did save these when I put the new fuel lines on. I cleaned them up a little bit. These are great because they do help on vibration on your fuel hoses, so it doesn't rub, through the fuel hose if you get vibration. So make sure if you have those, save them and run your fuel hose through it. As it lays on the engine, it absorbs the heat and, like I said, all the rubbing back and forth from any vibration. So, okay, I will keep you posted. Stay tuned for the next part.